Okay, we're going to assume that you can hear us.
Yes, it's working.
Okay, thanks so much. Okay, Annie, take it away with roll.
All right, it looks like online we have Christina Dewar, Alicia Buckholz, Maddie Scott, Melissa Fisher, Spine Newman, Katie Fairbanks, MCAT, Missoula Current, and Zach Covington. In 206, we have Commissioners Vero, Swatnick, and Strohmeyer, Allison France, Vinnie Pavlish, Harry Powers, Jenny Zazo, Annie Caffey. We have Griffin Smith and Ann Hughes.
Thank you. Is there any public comment on items not on the agenda? I complain about mufflers. Lack of mufflers, modified mufflers. I hear any public comment. We have a consent agenda. Anything that needs to be pulled out or discussed separately?
Good. Second that.
Okay, any further discussion or public comment? All in favor? Aye. Karen Hughes?
She is right now.
Oh, look at that.
On cue. How about that?
Yeah, this is here on cue.
If you want to take a moment, Jenny, we can have Jenny go.
I'm good.
Okay.
So I'm assuming we're talking about the floodplain.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a request for a contract of up to $60,000 to help assist with communications and outreach related to the floodplain mapping project. Mostly spurred on by the fact that there's going to be some pretty significant changes in the maps. We've seen the preliminary or the draft data, and we know that there will be a number of properties removed from the special flood hazard area. Sorry, catch my breath. as well as a number of properties that are going to be identified as being within the special flood hazard area. You know, that's because our mapping is based on more accurate data, including LiDAR elevation data, structure survey, modern techniques for hydrologic and hydraulic modeling. So we used the communications pool that was established through an RFQ a while back and selected KLJ Engineering, both because they have a comms team within their firm and they also have some expertise, being that they're an engineering firm, in floodplain management to help do this work. So the kinds of things that they're going to do is expand on the workshops that will be done. There'll be one workshop hosted by DNRC together with Missoula City and County. KLJ would participate in that and kind of more in observer mode to get a sense of what's happening, what's working, what's not working. And then they would work with us to design an additional at least 3 workshops. So we're assuming that the DNRC one will probably be held in the Missoula urban area. So we're trying to get them out to Lolo, Clinton, and Frenchtown at least to do workshops. They would also be assisting our comms team in kind of setting up messaging that can go out through social media, you know, doing a FAQ, find the, doing an FAQ, helping develop some of the displays that help preemptively answer some questions, and even kind of dealing with some of those niggling questions that we've already heard come out, help get some of those answers ready, posted, staff trained to help provide that information better to the public throughout the process. We anticipate that the maps we're hearing that they may actually.
This is
No one hold their breath.
the most pushed back deadline.
And yet now all of a sudden we're in a hurry. Apparently we're hearing early August actually is the working date. So that doesn't mean they won't.
Friday early.
Yeah, they won't start, even if that happens, they won't start the outreach. The NRC won't until they probably wouldn't host a workshop until late fall or even the winter at the earliest. But part of what we're thinking is both supplementing those workshops for the purpose of just doing the general outreach, but then Missoula County has historically adopted those maps as best available information so that we try to avoid developments that could be flood prone. And so kind of getting us ready for that possibility of adopting them as best regulatory information.
Okay, when do we want to adopt them?
Well, it depends on when they come out. So usually they won't get adopted by FEMA for another year or two.
Okay.
Year two.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it kind of depends on their process. But they will go through, we'll do the outreach, they'll go through an appeals period. And then they might or might not make some adjustments, and then they'll put it in Federal Register, and eventually they'll make them, they'll adopt them. And that's when they're adopted for insurance purposes, but the county can adopt them sooner for regulatory purposes to ensure that development may not be assessed for insurance, but we can make sure that people are put on notice and that their development's happening in accordance with our floodplain regulations sooner rather than later.
Regulations can happen before the insurance
Yes,
piece.
they can. That's a local choice. It's not an it's not a requirement.
We could wait if we want.
We could wait. Most communities in Montana probably wait, but we've typically, in Missoula County, gotten it done.
Was the 60,000 the carryover from last fiscal year?
It's 30,000 from last fiscal year, and we added another 30,000 from this year's sustainment budget to
So
match it.
there's no new money here. This is all
Correct.
budgeted.
Yeah, this is all budgeted.
I just confused myself with the timeline then, or regulation. So if you have a property that you want to develop in the next 2 years that is in a funky area, what are you supposed to do?
Well, we let, as soon as we, have updated information, even with the draft data, we've let people know what's the information that's out there. People are always provided the opportunity to develop to the higher standard. We can't make them do it till we adopt the regulations. We would probably adopt the regulations if we got the draft maps in the summer. We would probably wait to do the outreach in accordance with the NRC, and after that, so probably in the earliest winter, more likely spring, is when we would be looking at maybe adopting regulations.
Spring of 26.
Yeah, adopting them for regulatory purposes. Yeah.
And then naturally, the
But then
insurance
naturally, the
won't happen for
insurance
another year.
might not happen.
27.
Yeah, it might not happen until later.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think on the website, it says that the adoption by FEMA is anticipated in 2026 to 2027.
Okay.
Granite, which did their mapping at the same time, they are already pretty much through the process.
Oh, we're getting beat by Granite?
Yeah, we're getting beat by Granite.
How do you feel about that song?
Gives you pause.
Okay, I move that we approve the PSA with KLJ.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion or public comment?
Got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For residents who want to see the maps, where do they reach out to? Is it the DNRC?
It's a DNRC floodplain viewer. As soon as they're available, that's where they'll get posted. Yeah,
So
that
the preliminary
link is
maps.
on our Missoula County Voice page. As soon as DNRC's made them fully available to us, then that's where
Karen, they're not available now.
they're not available now. We're just anticipating
Sure.
with bated breath
Right.
and on our toes and everything.
And then I know it was delayed in part because of the Tower Street kind of issue with a levee that was there.
Yeah, they had to adjust the floodway.
And that's going to be changed in the new map as well.
That's what we understand.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
And I guess for the commissioners, do you anticipate adopting the regulations earlier or later for?
Not earlier than,
Adopting for regulatory purposes.
Yeah.
not earlier than the spring of 26.
We've not discussed it
Yeah.
until today, so
Yeah.
I have no opinion.
First I've heard.
Okay.
Okay, any other comments or discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thanks for the good explanation.
Thank you.
Rushing over.
Yeah. Jenny Zasso.
Hey, yesterday we came to the Lands and Communities update and talked a little bit about the background information around the TIP Clark Fork River Open Space Project. This is a city open space bond project coming from a combined, for a combined total from both 2006 and 2018 bonds. And so today the request is for commissioners to approve and concur with the city council's approval of expenditure of up to 112,700 from both 2006 and 2018 open space bond funds towards the fee simple acquisition and associated due diligence costs by the city of approximately 16.5 acres for the Tip Clark Fork River property. And just here for any other questions you may have after yesterday's.
This is just the city's portion, or this is just the city. It's not from the county's open space fund. So I'm,
No, it's a city. If I remember,
The
it's
city's portion.
part of the interlocal that we get to,
Yes.
we do a little thumbs up at the end for theirs and they do a
Yes.
little thumbs up.
I couldn't remember if they did a thumbs up for
They
the
do. We
the
all
county.
do. But
Okay.
it feels quite perfunctory.
It's
to mind.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why.
Yeah,
involved
we
in
administer the funds. And so, yeah, so there'll be approval resolution to sign.
It's their pot of money.
But it's a county bond.
From
Yeah,
their
thank you.
portion, yep.
Okay.
Their portion.
We do joint projects. This is not one.
This is not a joint project. Gotcha. Okay.
It's like a pretty small and clear little project.
Yes, it's very clear. It's clearly stated and really it's in accordance with the ballot language for both bonds. That's what you'll be making your determination upon. And then also the Open Space Act designation, which is clearly stated in the city approval resolution from the city council.
Yeah, I'd like to hear from Zach yesterday. There were.
Go ahead.
I had a question.
Oh,
Yeah, Martin has a
Martin.
question when you're done.
oh, sorry.
I can wait.
Okay.
That would be
Sorry,
great.
Josh.
Well, I
Go
don't want
ahead,
to
Brian.
preempt you. Josh, I don't want to preempt you. Go ahead if you want.
I was to say, I appreciated what Zach was talking about yesterday with the city's future plans for using some of that area for onshore recreation for kids programming that come down the river and then they get off on the beach and they can do activities. So an area beachside that wouldn't be reachable by road, but would be reachable.
And beginner mountain biking.
And the
Yeah.
city would construct that. And
Sorry, Martin, go ahead.
Yeah, so some members of city council in recent months, when reviewing these open space acquisitions, have questioned why the city's spending its share of open space funding on open space that's in the county. Does that make any sense? And what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the interlocal clearly identifies which projects
exactly.
are within the city's purview and which are not, and which might be candidates jointly. This one is on a city,
100%.
but abuts a city trail system and it's right next to the city of Missoula and it was within the area that's solely the responsibility of the city.
I think there's some confusion here that city limits are the line between where city open space projects would occur and where county open space projects would occur. And that's not the case. The line separating the two is not city limits, but it's actually quite larger than city limits. And for projects that are in the periphery, we do team up. This is squarely 100% within the city's area.
And city
And it
management.
is not about city limits. It's about the lines that are part of the interlocal.
Great, thanks, guys.
Yep.
Any other comments for discussion?
Did I get that right?
I was just gonna say that was a great explanation.
I'm sorry, did you second this?
We've not made a
Oh,
motion
voted
yet.
yes. Is there a motion?
I would move to get this done.
I'll second.
Any further discussion or public comment? All in favor? Aye. Any correspondence? Discussion, upcoming events, invitations. Have a great Wednesday, everyone.
Yeah.
Tuesdays.
Oh, goodness gracious. Have a good-